So first and foremost, I got to introduce myself because I know I'm new to a lot of y'all. Y'all probably like, who is this guy? So I go by Solo E. I actually been trading for 6 years. All right, 6 years solid in the Forex market. And it's actually kind of crazy how I met Mr. 120. We basically kind of connected on a whole nother tip on through peer space. He's seen this space. This is actually my space here. And I literally got this space for 2 reasons. One is because I wanted to basically showcase my talent through what I do for Forex, right? So upstairs, we actually have pretty much the same square footage of this. And what I'm actually doing is building an entire trading floor. So for people, you know, like y'all, I know y'all probably like, dang, trading floor, that sounds pretty legit. So that's actually something we plan on doing upstairs as well. In addition to that, back there, we actually have like a whole content space for like artists, models, whatever it is y'all do, or if y'all know anybody, that's the space that we're actually working on too as well. So that's going to be fully legit. And then here's actually the podcast set. I have my own personal podcast called Think Solo Podcast. And basically with this podcast, we talk about entrepreneur. We get into everything. Yeah, let me go ahead and introduce the man himself. I got a whole card just because this guy's so solid. So basically with over 12 years of experience in the market, I'm going to introduce you guys, CEO and founder of 120 Dreams, Mr. 120, Mike Wash. Come through, come in, and let everybody know what's going on, brother.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for all coming out. And like I told y'all before, this is going to be a hell of a time, and we're about to get this thing started. But I think we should just kick things off. What you think? Basic Forex. We do have some people in the building that's new to foreign exchange. Let's say it the proper way, foreign exchange. We're going to start off just basically explaining Forex.
So who here knows what Forex is off the rip?
Don't be ashamed to interact, you know.
Now, have y'all heard of foreign exchange before? Me personally, I've been trading for so long, and I got introduced because of like how much money you can make. The nice thing about foreign exchange is basically you're trading different currencies. You're trading different pairs. You're basically determining which pair is going to be overvalue over the other asset. So like, let's say for instance, we all know USD dollar, right? That's pretty standard. Now, if we were to combine that with something like a yen pair, Japanese yen pair, we'll have to compare to see, well, which one would be stronger in this time frame, whether if it's a year, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, it doesn't matter. We have the capability to make money in any time frame, rather if we're doing something short term, long term, rather if we want to swing it. And what that basically means, swing trader, is you holding a trade for a long period of time, right? Maybe it can be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. It can go out, honestly. There's really no limit, but the nice thing about it is that you have opportunities to even scale it down, which I do as a scalper. And basically what a scalper is, somebody that just comes in and out the market. We're nitpicking little things. We're like, all right, bet, I'm going to get this out. I'm going to get this out. I'm going to get this out. Me personally, like I said, I've been doing this for some time. And scalping is pretty much what got me into Forex. What I like about Forex is that I can get in, get out. Within this whole entire 6 years journey, I pretty much already made well over 6 figures. And then now I'm contributing all of this money to other things like this space right here. All of the money I make off Forex is all it is. Like everything you guys see here was brought through Forex, you know, and that's the freedom we have. And that's the freedom that, you know, I personally feel like we all should contribute in a way, meaning like, yo, if we can make money spending an hour, 2 hours at the crib or on our phone or wherever we're at, and make just as much as somebody's even more working a 9-to-5 job, a career, why not? You know, why not? And that's why I feel like Forex, there's a lot of freedom in Forex. And it's not just Forex in general. It's contributing to day trading, just trading in general. But definitely you can make a lot with Forex, for sure.
Are you guys familiar with brokers? Anybody familiar with brokers? When I say broker, do that ring a bell? Ty? So pretty much a broker is almost essential to having a bank account. But just imagine this bank account, right, having prices. So it's almost as if you have a bank account, you still deposit money, you still withdraw money. But with a broker, it allows us to put money in here to go ahead and, like he said, hey, I speculate that the market is going to go up. I speculate it's going to go down. Wherever it goes, I speculate up and down. So I put money into a broker account so I can participate in the markets. So a broker is very important, if you guys didn't know that, because that's how everything is pretty much the foundation. So you want to kind of touch on brokers just a little bit more, like regulated brokers, unregulated brokers, like some they should look out for.
So you have something called regulated brokers, right? Now with a regulated broker, you obviously feel more safe. You feel more like, all right, bet I can get them 100K, I can get them 10K, I can get them $1,000, whatever. But you have limitations towards that. And I don't want to get too much into details because I know I'm probably going to go over the head of a lot of y'all. But basically, let's just say this. If y'all were to give me $100 and I'm overseas, y'all live in the States, Mike has, let's say he's Chase Bank. Let's say I'm overseas. Let's say I'm like Australian Bank. Who would y'all get y'all $100 to?
Would it be regulated or unregulated?
He's regulated and I'm unregulated. I'm pretty sure a lot of us will go with Mike. However, Mike has a lot of limits, right? He's like, all right, if you give me $100, I can guarantee you 1% every year. Or I can guarantee you 2% every year. I can guarantee you 30%. I can guarantee you 100%, you know, something crazy. But what I'm getting at is there's still a lot more risk with an unregulated broker, but it's still possible to trade an unregulated broker. You just have more freedom in a way, depending on how you handle yourself. Dealing with a regulated broker, of course, you got, when it comes to, hey, my money's safe, I'm good, I'm solid, but you're limited. The amount of money that you can make with a regulated broker, you would need big, big, big amounts. And myself, like I said, guys, I've been trading for 6 years, and I literally, deposit like $100 to $500 to $1,000. Like my first 3 years, I was doing that. And all I was trying to do is grow this account, grow this account, grow this account, grow this account. So now I'm at a point where I like to deposit small money in my account, like $500, $1,000. Like right now, I actually have a YouTube channel, and I'm doing this challenge where I'm growing a $500 account to $10,000, right? Currently, the account is at $8,000, but I wasn't able to do that I can't do that with a regulated broker because of the money I have, and the freedom isn't there. But with an unregulated broker, I got that freedom to, all right, boy, let me go ahead and do that, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to regulated and unregulated brokers, for sure.
Yeah, I think we want to explain brokers because that's very important. Even if some of you guys are in the markets, whatever, it's still important to understand brokers. Leverage is more, like he said, you know, having the ability to use a little bit more than what we have. So some of you guys are in the 120 challenge. We're going to get into that, and we're going to cover that a little bit more. But that's a prime example of leverage, I would say. Having, like, you put $100 in, and then they leverage 100 or 1,000. That's a win-win situation. So I think the next thing we should talk about is, which is very important, that I like to talk about things that people don't talk about, because there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes that people don't talk about in the market as far as like liquidity providers. I bet any kind of money in one of your wallet right now, you got Chase Bank, U.S. Bank. Who else is it? One of the big liquidity providers.
Liquidity provider, Bank of America.
There you go. And the reason why we mention these people, because you want to be educated, so when you are in front of these charts, you're like, okay, I know what they're doing. Now, liquidity providers are the reason why we are able to do what we do. Would you agree?
100%.
Because they have trillions of dollars, right? Compared to our 6 figures. That's nothing. So when I say trillions of dollars, they able to move the market. Every day, it's a set program. So what we're going to show you guys in a second, the market is not gambling. It's not unpredictable. We may think it is, but it's all about having the experience and what you do know and what you don't know. But liquidity providers, let's Chase. They are JP Morgan Stanley. That's what they call themselves. A lot of people don't know that they are one of the biggest liquidity providers in the market, meaning that they can move the market anytime they want to. So what we learn how to do is copy them. And that's how we've been able to be successful. So we've been able to see what they do every day, and we copy that. So what would you say about liquidity providers from what your experience like you picked up from piggybacking off of liquidity providers?
It's a big thing. It's definitely a big thing, but it's also one of those where a lot of traders outside, like me as a trader, I wouldn't say care, but I wouldn't really pay attention to it because that's in the back end of everything, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? So liquidity providers, I wouldn't really go too much into details with it, though. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's not something that we all should be focused too much as a trader, trading in the outside. But being more of an actual trader, yeah, something that you want to pay attention to later down the road, for sure. You know, 2
to 3 things I would say is important as like trading or investing. From what I've seen, is not just being one-dimensional. Because I know most of us started off with just looking at the charts. I know most of y'all heard of Forex on Instagram, and y'all like, what the hell is this? Y'all got the wrong taste, and that's cool. But I think that when it comes to Forex, foreign exchange is what they call it, I think you can't be just one-dimensional. Like, okay, I'm going to make money off the charts. I'm just looking at the chart. Yeah, that's cool. You can make money that way, but I think it's a well-rounded game because it's a skill. You have to be fundamentally sound. You have to be technical sound. What else would you say you have to be? You know, sound real rounded.
That's pretty much it.
Technicals,
technical,
and fundamentals.
Fundamentals, them too.
So I feel like these 2 things, if you guys get these down packed, can nobody stop you? Because fundamentals is like the news. So when I say fundamentals, that's the news. So when Trump was to run his mouth or Biden, whatever, we like that because that's when we make more money because they're pumping more volume in the market. So you have to pay attention to when news is dropping so that when you're trading, you're not blindsided. Like, yeah, every day we have a ritual, but you want to make sure that you keep your head up, make sure the news is not going to affect what you've already planned out as far as your playbook. All right? So those two things I would say is important. And, I mean, I think just technicals and fundamentals are very important, you know, as far as the daily.
I got a question for y'all, though. So you guys, do y'all believe in other streams of income? Anybody here has other streams of income? What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? Personal training? Okay, that's fire. What about anybody else? Grubhub? Okay. Multiple streams of income is important for one. Y'all should already know this because it makes you it gives you options for one, right? It gives you options so you can grow. But any millionaire, any billionaire would tell you their success was based off of multiple streams of income, right? So this is perception that happens a lot in the Forex world. Somebody will get into trading and they'll be like, oh, I want to quit my job right now, or I want to stop doing what I'm doing right now, blah, blah, blah. No, forget that. Fuck that. We're not doing that. Sorry for my language. But we're not doing that. Basically, the goal here is to use Forex while you're learning it. You want to obviously master it because the thing that everybody thinks that is going to make them successful is the strategy. Like, we'll get to breaking down how market looks, how it works, but I promise you guys, it's the mental, 100%. And this is why it's so important because when I started trading, literally 6 years ago, I wanted to quit my job right away. I was like, I'm about to quit my job. I seen on YouTube, like, what people was making, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm about to quit my job. But no. And literally what happened was the moment that I seen the money, my first year was my best year. I call it my lucky year. My first year is where I did unemployment check because I got fired from my job and they got rehired. It was a crazy story, but I got fired, so I started collecting unemployment checks, $650. I was like, let me just put this in my account. So I took that first year trading and got it to 25 G's in 2 months, and I'm just like, hold up, all right, this unreal. So first thing I started doing was going on my Amazon cart. I was putting everything in there. I had like $5,000 worth of items. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to cash out. I'm about to cash out. I'm about to cash out. And then literally next week hit, I blew the entire account. Like everything. I lost everything. And in my head, I wasn't thinking nothing about risk management, which is key to trading. I ain't had no psychology. I just had a strategy I seen on YouTube. And it was this trend line strategy trading something called gold. And every time it hits that line, buy it. I was like, all right, bet. I'm about to buy it. So that's all I was doing. I was just buying gold, buying gold, buying gold. And it was very well until that crash happened. Or at least it wasn't a big crash, but until it dropped, I blew my account and I got emotional. What I mean by emotional was like, I got to put some money back. I got to get to 25K again. And I just kept blowing account. So I don't know if Mike can tell you, but I'm going to be realistic with y'all. I know you said you trade, right? Okay, so over the 6 years of trading, I 100% blew more than 200K. Now, I don't know where this money came from. I kid you not. I wasn't making six figures. I wasn't doing all this. I was working a 9-to-5 job, making $15 an hour at the time. I was getting money from my family, my friends. I was pawning my studio equipment because I was committed. But it taught me a valuable lesson. 1, patience. 2, discipline. And 3, really the psychology part overall. So I just want y'all to understand that trading isn't hard, but you can make it hard. And the only way to simplify trading is if you stay disciplined. And the only way to be disciplined is if you create a rule book for yourself as a trader, your personal life, whatever your personal life is. You take these rules and you listen to it, you speak it out loud, and you use that in your favor. You know, and then boom, you can be successful. Because I can literally, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you guys, and I might get too, but I'm going to show you guys how I grow $500 accounts to $10,000 in 2-3 weeks. But I don't want y'all to be like, oh, that's it, because I promise you, it takes more than a strategy. It's all about your skills and mental, you know? Like, I go live on YouTube all the time, and I do this pretty much on a regular basis where people come to me like, you ain't going to do that. I'm like, all right, bet. I got a rule book. I follow it to the T. So my personal risk to reward, I go always for 1-on-1 or 1-or-2. Now, a lot of people say that, why are you doing this? So here's the thing. When we get into market conditions and everything like that, I break down why, because I scout for one. And being a scalper basically means when you're in and out the market. I believe you do more intraday, right? Or you scalp
Scalping
too?
as well.
Okay. So in and out the market. And the reason why is because we would never know 100% where the market is going to go. The best advice I can give anybody when we get into talking about the conditions is when the market is up, if you see your account is in blue at like $1,000 and your account is what, maybe like $200 and you got $1,000 floating, you better move that stop loss to break even. You better take some profit out. Don't be sitting there and be like, because I promise you 10 minutes later, boom, you're going to blow that entire account. So what I teach even my students is once you see your account is 50% or the trade is 50% in your TP, you better move that stop loss, take a little profit, because there ain't nothing guaranteed. And I promise you, you can have all these probabilities. You can sound super smart. You can sound intelligent, or you can be even confident with your setup. But I promise you, there will be that 1%. Somebody would be like, nope, good drop. And then out of nowhere, news will hit and be like, oh, yeah, Donald Trump or Joe Biden fell down the stairs. That's why the market dropped. Some stuff like that. So it's like at the end of the day, it's all about making sure in order to finesse the market, you got to basically be the shrimp. But in order to be the shrimp, you got to understand what's around you. You got to maneuver through that ocean. You got big sharks. You got all these fishes that want you. And the main goal here is to master the art of trading, but to master that is the psychology. And you got to understand you cannot control the market. So don't get too tied into with that joint goals left. You can't.